legislation. Okay, Mr. Clerk, item number 1.
Third reading of a resolution granting use of the city park and surrounding streets from Friday, May 9th, 2014 at 12 o'clock p.m. through Monday, May 12th, 2014 at 12 o'clock p.m. for preparation and operation of the tour of the Scioto River Valley and providing for coordination of its events with the Parks and Recreation Department. Third reading.
Any further discussion? Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries 8-0 and the ordinance is adopted. Item number 2, item number 2 is not being read. Item number 3.
Third reading of an ordinance amending sections 721.01, 721.03, 721.07, 721.10, 721.11, 721.13, 721.14, and 721.99, and repealing sections 721.08, 721.09, and 721.12, and creating sections 721.16 and 721.17 in the codified ordinances of the City of Chillicothe titled Taxicabs. Third reading.
Any further discussion on taxi cabs? Hey, roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries 8-0. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 4.
Second reading of an ordinance appropriating $25,000 into the flood wall capital lands and buildings line item to cover the expense of necessary maintenance on the flood wall and pump stations and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
I was waiting.
Sorry.
Motion by Mrs. Ames to waive the 3-read rule and second by Ms. Gray. Roll call on the motion to suspend the rules.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. The rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries and the ordinance is adopted. Item number 5.
Second reading of an ordinance approving the action of the Planning Commission of the City of Chillicothe in rezoning property located at 171 East 5th Street, Chillicothe, Ohio, from older neighborhood single-family residential, or R3, to residential office, or R0, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Any further discussion? And as noted, there'll be a public hearing on this April the 14th at 7:30, council chambers. Item number 6.
Second reading of a resolution accepting and supporting the Citizen Participation Plan for the Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnerships Programs. Second reading.
Item number 7.
Second reading of an ordinance creating Chapter 1312 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Chillicothe titled Clandestine Drug Labs. Second reading.
Item number 8.
Second reading of an ordinance providing for the issuance of not to exceed $2,441,000 of notes by the City of Chillicothe, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of paying the cost of improvements to the city's water system, including water mains, booster station, pumps, line upgrades, and elevated water storage tank for the Adena project, together with all necessary appurtenances, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Mrs. Ames,
I move to waive the three read rule, please.
second by Ms. Gray. Roll call on the motion to suspend the rules.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Okay,
Yes.
the rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries 8-0 and the ordinance is adopted. Item number 9.
Second reading of an ordinance providing for the issuance of not to exceed $300,000 of notes by the city of Chillicothe, Ohio, in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of paying the cost of acquiring 2 garbage trucks, together with all necessary appurtenances, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Mrs. Ames,
I move to waive the three read rule, please.
second by Ms. Gray. Roll call to suspend the rules.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, the rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries 8-0. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 10.
Second reading of an ordinance consolidating 2 bond anticipation note issues of the city of Chillicothe, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. Second reading.
Mrs. Ames?
I'm sorry. I move to waive the three read rule.
Okay. Is there a second? Mrs. Gray seconds. Roll call to suspend the rules.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, the three read rule is suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 11.
First reading of an ordinance accepting and appropriating $2,640 in grant funds received from the David Mead Massey Trust and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. Prohl?
I'd like to ask that we please waive the free read rule.
Okay. It's seconded by Mrs. Patrick. Roll call to suspend the rules on item 11.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. The rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
The motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 12.
First reading of an ordinance accepting and appropriating the sum of $16,235.66 received as payment of a depreciated CHIP grant lien held by the city of Chillicothe and declaring emergency. First reading.
Mrs. Ames?
I move to waive the three read rule, please.
Okay, seconded by Mrs. Gray. Roll call.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. The rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
The ordinance is adopted. Item number 13.
First reading of an ordinance amending section 138.04 of the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe. First reading.
Mr. Prohl?
At this time, I'd like to please waive the free read rule.
Okay, motion to waive three read rule. I have a second. Mr. Bonner, second. Roll call to suspend the rules.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Patrick,
I'm gonna abstain since I'm going here.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries 7-0. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman,
Yes.
Showman,
Yes.
Prohl,
Yes.
Neal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bonner,
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
That motion carries 7-0. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 14.
First reading of an ordinance accepting $1,161.31 received as reimbursement for hazardous material containment performed by the Chillicothe Fire Department during the April 29, 2012 fire at Sherwin-Williams and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. Kroll,
I'd like to ask that we please waive the three-read rule.
second by Mrs. Neal. Roll call to suspend the rules.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
That motion carries. The rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. The ordinance is adopted. Item number 15.
First reading of an ordinance authorizing the city of Chillicothe to accept and appropriate the sum of $100 which was donated by Kelly Piner to the city in appreciation for services she received from the Chillicothe Fire Department and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Mr. Pearl,
I'd like to ask that we once again waive the three-read rule.
second by Mrs. Neal. Roll call to suspend the rules.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. The rules are suspended. Roll call on the ordinance.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
That motion's adopted. The ordinance is passed, and I would, from the chair as well, would like to thank Ms. Piner for a generous donation, and thank the members of the Chillicothe Fire Department for the services provided. Okay. Item number 16.
First reading of an ordinance amending section 139.05B of the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe titled Community Reinvestment Areas and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Any further discussion on item 16? Item 17.
First reading of an ordinance adding sections 123.073 titled Transportation Coordinator and 123.074 titled Transit Administrative Clerk to the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Ms. Gray?
Due to the nature of unreadiness, I'm going to decline asking for the waiver.
Item number 18.
First reading of an ordinance amending section 3 of ordinance number 80-12 and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Item number 19.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Chillicothe, Ohio, to support an agreement with the New Carlisle LLC, providing for a community reinvestment area tax exemption of 75% for 15 years and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Item number 20.
First reading of an ordinance amending section 131.02B of the codified ordinances of the city of Chillicothe, Ohio, relating to the civil service secretary and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Because of the nature of the three ordinances, I believe we should just hold off and let it go for the first reading.
Thank you. And on those, any council members that do have questions pertaining to these, Mrs. Gray made a very good point. We are at February the 24th of the budgetary year, and these ordinances do need to be passed to keep us in budgetary alignment. So any questions, concerns, please get those addressed, or get your questions answered so this legislation can move forward. Okay, do I have a motion? Ms. Gray?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn, please.
Oh, one motion we need to make prior.
Oh, I need to excuse
Yes,
Councilman Trusher.
okay. Do I have a second?
Almost forgot.
Ms. Neal? Well, he would kill me. We were were very busy, Tom. Okay, motion on the floor to excuse Mr. Trutzel from tonight's meeting. Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Okay. Mr. Trutzel is excused, and in all of my beings here, this is the latest we've ever excused somebody right before adjournment. No, another motion, anybody? Ms. Gray?
So moved.
Motion to adjourn, second. Mr. Bonner? Roll call on adjournment.
Tatman.
Yes.
Showman.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Neal.
Yes.
Gray.
Yes.
Bonner.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a spirited and good meeting. We are adjourned.